I'm sorry, I really don't know how else to put this. What the Gibson? Look guys, I wasn't supposed to make this video. I had a review that I was going to do today for this really cool thing in here. But you know what? I'm sorry, I'm baffled and I'm actually a bit upset about this. So I'm just going to have a rant. So as some of you may know, our dear friends at Gibson have decided to release a very, very, very expensive Epiphone to celebrate the Greeny guitar. Who is that for? Who is going to buy that? That's my biggest issue here. Look, I appreciate the fact that you're a massive company. I get it. I get it, Gibson. I get it that you need to pay Kirk Hammett. I get it that you need to pay whoever Peter Green's people are. But really, over $1,000 for that guitar? Now, I'm not doubting it has excellent pickups. It's great construction. It has whatever pots in there and capacitors that, by the way, cost less than $1. Look, I don't doubt that. And I also appreciate that you give it that nice hard case with the pink fluff. Everyone loves the pink fluff inside. But really, over $1,000? Before we go any further, I'm going to say it. I am a massive Gibson fan. I absolutely adore Gibson as a brand. I love what it stands for. I love the fact that it helped, in my view at least, shape the look and the sound of rock and roll. I love Slash. I love Jimmy Page. All my idols played Gibsons. I personally cherish this Gibson Les Paul Standard from 1990 more than anything in my life. I've played in all my bands with this. I still record to this day. It is an amazing guitar with a unique, and I say it again, unique voice. That's what this guitar is. A unique instrument. It smells great. It plays great. It's heavy as a boat, but I don't give a crap. It's still unique. Now, having said that, what is the point of Greeny Epiphone version that's over $1,000? I'm just struggling to understand who that's aimed for. I don't doubt Gibson have way smarter people in their company than I am. I am no one. I just play guitar. I'm no one. I'm dumb as... But I am still a consumer. I am a guitar geek. I love expensive guitars. I love inexpensive guitars. I love Squiers. I love Epiphones. I love anything because I am a guitar geek. Now, the point here is, who is that Epiphone aimed at? I just don't understand who the market is. Because is it the collector? Because it's still relatively an expensive guitar to be an Epiphone. So is it a collector? If it's a collector, personally, one, I don't particularly understand why a collector would start now getting Epiphones, because if it's over $1,000, well, do a bit of hunting and you can get a good 90s or 85, 80s Gibson at around that money. Go look for it. So if it's not the collector, then who is it? It's not the beginner, because the beginner is not going to spend over $1,000. I just don't understand who your segment market is. Is it the Kirk Hammett fans? Well, they've got to be pretty well off to spend over $1,000 on an Epiphone, right? So who is it? Is it that intermediate player that wants a guitar that looks really cool and is really original? But would they still not have a problem with having Epiphone make that guitar? I know it's just a brand name, and I get it. What I'm really confused about is the kind of marketing of this. I just don't understand who it's for. I honestly don't. And to me, it just seems like a massive money grab. Now look, they've been doing this for a few years now. The last models that I really think were worth it maybe were the Slash ones. And they were around 500, 600. But ever since, they've gone crazy making these super expensive Epiphones that really are great guitars. They're good guitars, but I just don't get who's supposed to buy them. I just don't understand. Again, the Greeny started off as an honest guitar that through time experienced changes. It changed hands. Things happened with the pickups, hence the out of phase position. That's the story of it. Now to commercialize it and bring it to the Epiphone level, that's cool. But you can't expect people to pay over $1,000 for that. I get you want to do the, quote, replica versions for Gibson because of Kirk Hammett and all that stuff. I get that. And you may want to bring it to a wider audience with Epiphone. Fine. Changing the headstock shape is really cool. We all love that. But still, do we love it enough to spend $1,000 on it? I just don't get it. In today's market, where there's some companies that build outstanding single-cut guitars, outstanding pro-level instruments, like Corks, like vintage guitars, like there's so many of them, Arias, really good guitars. And, for example, here's this beautiful classic rock Corks with EMG pickups, incredible guitar. And this costs about $300. Now, seriously, you are telling me that that Epiphone is worth so much more than this just because they've reliced it a little bit? I'll relic it myself. And I really like relic guitars, but you can't add $700 extra for it just because of the name and what it does. So I am just very, very confused. I'm slightly disappointed in the way this is being marketed. It feels like a complete money grab to me. And as a consumer, I'm just not going to go for it because, you know, the brand name, it is what it is. And we all love Gibsons, but it doesn't mean that they need to make Epiphone go the same way and become an elite instrument when it really wasn't, and it still isn't. I used to love my Epiphone Dots. The Epiphone Firebird is an awesome guitar, but they're honest in the price range. You can't just shoot up for the skies. So I will now go play my chords and my original Gibson, stop ranting, and maybe go for a walk to calm down. There goes my Gibson endorsement, but who gives a f***?